Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A deadly fire continues to rip through parts of Hawaii this morning. How President Biden is reacting now that at least 55 people have died.
Plus, a first day of school disaster. Why a transportation problem left some children on buses until just before 10 p.m. on opening day.
Wow. Okay, and outside with live cam. Shockingly hot yesterday. No reason to believe that trend will change, but we'll confirm with Mike Osterhage in just one moment. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. It's August 11th.
Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. Another record broken.
I was out after 2 o'clock yesterday, which is rare for me considering our shift. And Mike, absolutely unbearable.
And again, at that time of the day, we still have enough humidity out there. We're just getting into sort of triple digit heat, upper 90s, and it feels like, then the humidity drops off. But yeah, I mean, it's just, even when the humidity does drop and it gets to 106, you're just, Well,
early in the day, my car AC can keep up. But again, later in the afternoon, which I'm not used to being out, there was no way it could keep up.
Even ACs in a lot of houses can't keep up. We're going to do the same thing again today. One difference this morning, right now, we've got more cloud. They moved in a little bit sooner in the overnight hours, and that will prevent us from dropping down too much further. We're at 81 right now, 83 Castroville. So these numbers are up ever so slightly. And then these numbers are up. So that's not necessarily a good thing. Dew point 75 here in town. This is kind of wet towel sort of humidity when you walk outside. 76 New Braunfels, 77 there at Randolph, and heat index readings. It almost feels like 90 degrees right now in Castroville. And the other problem too is, yes, even though the humidity does drop down in the afternoon, it's not like it's getting to be bone dry air. We're still hanging about 60, 61 for dew point, which means there is a slight heat index even in the afternoon. Mold is on the low side, and of course a yellow day with CPS Energy. Scan the QR code, find out more ways to hopefully cut down on your electric bill. That's just one thing. One of the biggest fears out there when you get your electric bill this summer. Excessive heat warnings. This has been expanded somewhat to take into account just the continued heat, and it just seems like it continues to build as well. We're not cooling off as much in the morning hours. Red flag warnings, of course, remain in effect. Extremely high fire danger. 92 at noon, and again, we gained 14 degrees throughout the course of the afternoon. Wind out of the southeast 10 to 20 miles per hour, and it will feel around 107 or something like that. Yes, we do drop a degree, 2 degrees over the next few days, but nothing substantial. There's a glint. I'm kind of grasping at straws for next week. Maybe something. We'll talk about that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. Work will continue this morning on a sinkhole along New Sulphur Springs Road. This is near Jasper Hollow, about a mile east of Loop 410 on the city's east side. City crews have been working to replace a collapsed storm pipe, and Public Works expects the road repairs to wrap up by 5 o'clock this evening.
80 morning headlines. Hawaii's governor says the wildfires that have burned through Maui have killed at least 55 people and destroyed hundreds of buildings. It could be the worst natural disaster in that state's history. Aerial video over the area shows a wasteland of obliterated neighborhoods and landmarks charred beyond recognition. The fast-moving inferno, which started Tuesday, spread from the brush outside of town and ravaged the historic city of Lahaina. Officials still don't know exactly how many people are missing or dead. President Biden approved an emergency declaration for Hawaii and ordered federal aid to supplement state and local recovery efforts in the areas affected by wildfires.
The second person charged in the deadly shooting of Helena Hutchins on the Rust movie set has entered their plea. Court documents show that Hannah Gutierrez-Reed pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter and 1 count of tampering with evidence. Gutierrez-Reed was the armorer for the Western when Hutchins, the film's cinematographer, was shot and killed during a rehearsal. A prop gun had been loaded with a live round of ammunition. Prosecutors have accused Gutierrez-Reed of likely being hung over when she loaded that prop gun. She is scheduled to go on trial on December 6th. The movie star Alec Baldwin was also charged in the shooting because he was holding the gun when it fired. However, prosecutors dismissed those charges, citing new evidence reportedly indicating that gun had been modified.
This morning, classes are canceled in Kentucky's largest school district because school buses have not been able to get students home in a reasonable amount of time.
A delayed drop-off left children on the road until bedtime. As ABC's Derek Dennis explained, some students were stuck on the road so long they were having to go to the bathroom on the bus.
This morning, no school again today for Jefferson County, Kentucky public schools after this week's school bus meltdown.
I feel like we were lucky. We were lucky that he was 3 hours late.
Parents like Erin Hinson waiting hour after hour for their child to be bused home after school. The latest arrival time, incredibly, just before 10 p.m.
Kindergartners were going to the bathroom on the bus because they were there for so long. There were kids sitting in cafeterias until well after 7:30.
My child did not get home until 8 o'clock. She got home at 8 o'clock because I had to go to the bus depot to pick her up as well.
The problem? Last school year, the district made major changes to its transportation plan, citing bus driver shortages and other staff vacancies, spending $200,000 on a firm that cut routes and stops. But to some parents, the changes seem to have made things worse.
There are bus drivers that are crying as they come in and they're leaving, apologizing, and I don't believe it's their fault.
Superintendent Marty Polio releasing a statement announcing schools will be closed till Monday.
We have to be better at what we are doing. And once again, I'll say this, that lies squarely on my shoulders and my team's shoulders. It is not on bus drivers. It's not on the school. It's on me and my team. And we are going to fix this.
But this parent says the superintendent's transportation plan flat out failed.
It's project management. Like, if this is your project, this is your job, this is what you get paid to do. And if it's anyone, I feel like you fell by the ball a little bit.
Bus drivers in the Louisville area are spending the canceled school days practicing routes and making other changes, but parents are worried Monday will be another dismal day for student drop-offs. Derek Dennis, ABC News, New York.
I can't even imagine how scared and concerned and upset all those parents were.
Yes, and the kids, too. I mean, that's a long time for them to be stuck on a bus.
Well, definitely. Wow, big problem.
Yes.
437, 80 degrees.
So as his kids head back to class, families are trying to save money while they shop for clothing. We're going to tell you how to make the grade when it comes to thrifty back-to-school shopping.
Let's take a look outside with live cameras. I pull up the incident map from TxDOT right here. Let's see, construction. What's your function? That was Schoolhouse Rock, right?
Schoolhouse Rock, yes.
Yeah, things look good at 410 at Fredericksburg, though.
That is good.
Oh, Conjunction Junction, that's what it was, yes.
Yeah, they had a lot of nice phrases.
Well, Mike remembers all the words.
Is there one about the heat, Mike? No. Okay, we'll be right back.
440 as kids head back to school, parents are adding up the costs. One way to save big on clothing is thrifting.
12 on your sides, Marilyn Moore has got some help with an assignment. See what you can find for $25.
From here, it's thrifted.
Jylen is a thriftinista, curating her first-class look on a second-hand budget.
I mean, you can find really cool pieces.
She's shopping Goodwill. So is Gloria Villanueva, and she's shopping for 4 kids.
And what grade are you going to be in?
Kinder. You can find things for $1, $2. Instead of going to the store, they will be $10 for just a shirt.
The retail industry estimates the average family will spend $357 just on clothing for back to school.
So challenge time. We wondered what you could get for back to school clothing for just $25.
Yes, I like that one.
We enlisted 7th grader Emma Peterson.
So, you feeling confident about that? What do you think you'll be able to find?
I think I'll be able to find lots of shirts.
And she's off. For many families, inflation is squeezing the back-to-school budget. So Friday through Sunday is a good time to save. Texans pay no sales tax on most clothing, and Goodwill is cutting clothing prices in half.
So, of course, I had to do a little shopping. I picked up t-shirts, shorts, jeans, blouses, all of this $20. And when it's half price, just 10.
Rummaging the racks can be overwhelming. So what's the key?
I think the key to finding things at a Goodwill is to come with an open mind and then to take your time as well.
Time to check on Emma.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shirts.
Plus a Sherpa pullover, all within budget. A little lesson in savings before school even starts. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
They got a big bag full of stuff, so that maybe they found some good finds.
Yep.
Yeah.
442, 80 degrees.
A new state law that imposes harsher punishments on students caught with vaping devices. Up next, what parents and students need to know before going back to class.
Up next, first look at new body cam footage and 911 calls from the moments a 6-year-old fell off a Florida roller coaster.
And welcome back. It's 4:45. Police in Florida have released body cam videos showing emergency workers saving a 6-year-old boy who fell for an amusement park ride. ABC's Victor Okendo has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, new body cam footage and 911 calls of the harrowing moments after a 6-year-old fell from a Florida roller coaster.
911, where's the emergency?
You need to come to Fun Spot Orlando. This poor child fell off a roller coaster.
The tense moment seen here as paramedics help the boy. Police now say he could have fallen from as high as 30 feet, landing underneath the tracks. Roller coaster experts telling GMA what investigators could be looking at to see what went wrong.
They're going to be looking at structural components, nuts and bolts. My hope is that they would be looking at operational aspects of it as well, possibly the training logs with respect to the attendants and or operators that were tasked with training.
So you've seen it happen?
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you what bystanders say they saw during the incident. With your GMA First Look, I'm Victor Okendo, ABC News, Miami.
Lots of people have been worrying about kids vaping in schools. School districts across the state say it's a problem.
Next month, a new state law that imposes harsher punishments on students caught with vaping pens or devices goes into effect. RJ Marcus explains what parents and students need to know.
Vape pens, nicotine, and THC. So yes, it's grown leaps and bounds.
Northside ISD Police Chief Charlie Carnes says he's seen a dramatic increase in the number of students caught with vape pens.
We've gone from approximately 40 cases a month to well over 200 cases a month.
That increase at Northside is just over a 2-year span. Carnes says at the end of last semester, the district had 300 cases in May alone. Northeast ISD had a combined 1,299 cases of THC and nicotine last year. SAISD did not respond in time for this story.
It's harder to detect, and then just the basic of not knowing the consequences.
The consequences for having a vape pen or e-cigarettes on or near campus are about to change. State lawmakers passed House Bill 114 to address the problem.
Parents come to us that they found and maybe in their home, in their child's backpack, in a friend's backpack, vape pens, and they don't have a clue what it is.
So starting in September, any student that's caught with one of these types of devices, a vaping pen, will be mandatorily placed in alternative education. Now this bill includes anyone that's caught selling or under the influence of these types of vaping pens within 300 feet of school property. The bill also covers any school-sanctioned events like football games. Carnes hopes that parents and students take the new policy seriously.
It's a felony for THC. Vaping THC is a felony. And again, the new laws of administrative discipline, it's heavy, and parents need to know, students need to know what they're up against.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
A quick check of the roads with TransGuide. Pretty quiet this Friday morning at Loop 410 and Fredericksburg Road. Things are moving.
We have some construction, 410 at I-10 on the east side and then 410 west at Starcrest, up to 3 lanes blocked, but we're not seeing any of that in this shot.
You know, ever since that story, Maryland, we ran shopping at Goodwill.
The thrifting?
Stuff like that. Yeah,
Yes.
a lot of folks that get kids' clothing there that's never been used. I mean, so many times, remember when the boys were little and some stuff they, never got around to, or it's been worn like once or something like that.
They outgrow it so quickly.
You can get great, and I always talk about a few years ago, found those Christmas ties for $5, and they were from a very high-end men's clothing store with those tags still on them. So you can find great deals there. So
just got to make the trip and look around.
Yes, indeed. All right, and it's inside too, which is nice. So yesterday, boy, it was quite a deception, a little bit of a tease. Yvonne, he's kind of summed it up nicely. Those morning clouds, nope. nothing, no rain from this. We do have clouds hanging around here this morning as well. By the way, yesterday, yes, 106. That was the 19th record high temperature tied or set so far this year, and we're going to be doing it again before this is all done. We do have more clouds hanging around here this morning than the past couple of mornings, and still not going to prevent us from getting up into the hundreds. Once they start to clear out, we'll heat up very quickly. Again, 92 at noon, and then we gain 14 degrees from that point on. As soon as that humidity starts to drop down, temperatures go up a good, 4 or 5 degrees almost every hour, so up to 106 today. And again, that is going to be a record. This is talk about a tease. I know those clouds were kind of a tease. Yeah, there's some rain out there over way far to the northwest of us, up around Midland. And as you can see on the satellite picture, that it's this little disturbance that's trying to that is sliding on across the northern portion of the state. But then notice how this is all part of that big clockwise rotation with the high sitting on top of us. So it keeps everything away from us. And then once again, up there around the Great Lakes, they've got more of these fronts moving on through, even down to the southwest or southeast United States. They've got some of another chance for some stronger storms down there. So again, here's what we're looking at. The high sitting on top of us. We still see those troughs, those little waves coming through, the fronts up there to the north. The hope being that by the middle of next week, now this trough is going to try and dig here to try and get us into this northwesterly flow, which is not a sure thing, but even you get some of these little waves trying to move on through here, these little kinks in the atmosphere, which could give us a straight shower too. It's hopeful thinking as of right now, but at least we're starting to see those little pattern changes, but that is not for another week at least, because between now and then, the brutally high temperatures do continue. 106 today, 105s over the weekend into Monday, and again down a degree or two. So maybe we start to see that subtle little pattern change to sort of take the edge off. But again, that's all we can hope for as of right now. So.
Well, I will take that at this point.
If you could sprinkle some Osterhage dust on this and make it happen, that would be magical, Mike.
We would appreciate that.
I wish.
We'll start calling you Magic Mike, and you'll love it. 452, 80 degrees.
Up next, a first look at the two new movies challenging Barbie for the #1 spot at the box office this weekend.
Lottery numbers: pick 3, 791 Fireball 7. Daily 4 number 0651 Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 2, 4, 5, 12, 24, and your Texas two-step 5, 14, 26, 32, bonus ball 29.
There are two new movies at the box office this weekend, and today we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of the creation of hip-hop.
For our latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
That's a good sign. Maybe I show you around.
Sir Ben Kingsley meets an alien in the new movie Jules. The two become friends and form a life-changing bond, which sounds great, but is it actually possible? Is there life outside our planet? I asked the legendary actor.
If there is other life, why hasn't it visited us? Or maybe it hasn't thought, nah. Maybe it has. Maybe we'll survive long enough to know more. I hope so.
Jules opens wide in theaters this weekend, along with the vampire ship story, The Last Voyage of the Demeter. But expect another weekend at #1 for Barbie. Happy 50th anniversary to hip-hop. August 11, 1973 is recognized as the day the genre was born. And many remember the first rap track that made an impact on them, including DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Probably Rapper's Delight. And I think that was the first time that I felt like the music was mine. Before then, I loved the music, but the music was kind of my older brothers and sisters, and I just liked it because it was theirs. And this was the one that somebody made just for me.
Hip-hop has come a long way since those early days, now the most listened-to musical genre in the U.S. And happy birthday, Viola Davis, the Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony winner, is 58 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And time now is 4:56 and 80 degrees for now.
Deadly fires in Hawaii could be the worst natural disaster in that state's history. Up next, new aerial footage that's showing this morning and why officials still don't know exactly how many people are missing.
And the drought here in Texas is making even the trees around us dangerous. Up next, what a 77-year-old is saying about what happened to after his legs were broken by a falling tree limb.
Ahead on GMSA at 6, it's Hall of Fame weekend for San Antonio basketball legends, which Coach Pop and Tony Parker are saying before tomorrow's main event.
A quick check of the roads with TransSky. We know we have construction, but here at Highway 281, Loop 410, it looks pretty quiet. Stephen Cavazos is in the studio this Friday morning, and we're going to check in with him after the break.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
This morning, crews are still working to put out fires in Maui, where the death toll is rising and many remain missing. I'm ABC's Justin Finch in Washington with the new resources the White House just approved to help Hawaii.
Let's look out there with a live cam. Let's hope for cooler weather. Well, really not now. 80 degrees and, of course, preparing for those triple digits once again.
Well, here's the good news, everybody. We made it to Friday. It is August 11th.
Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, that is good news. So maybe we can choose to spend our weekend indoors if we can.
Good morning, Mike Osterhage.
Good morning. Yeah, that's the thing. Even though the week's over, the weather is not going to be still going to be just brutally hot this weekend. Another record yesterday, another 106. We've been racking those up, many in a row, and we're going to be doing it again today. 81 right now. The heat index is at 87. So the clouds have moved in here a little more quickly, and that's kind of held some of the humidity in here. So dew point is at 75 right now. Just think a couple of days ago, we had that little bit of an anomaly where dew point was down to 68. It was much more pleasant, but it's really darn humid when you step outside. 106 high temperature again today, again a record. And as far as the aquifer, down 0.2 of a foot. Didn't drop a whole lot yesterday, and the allergens mold is on the low side. So most everybody does have more humidity this morning than what we had the past couple of days. So we've got heat index readings right now. New Braunfels feels like 89. Castroville, same thing. 87, Canyon Lake, the airport, Stinson. 90 is what it feels like right now, and Gonzales, just because, again, of all the humidity. The excessive heat warning area has been expanded somewhat. Heat advisories, portions of the hill country and well down to the southeast, and of course, red flag warnings. Goes without saying, fire danger is extremely high and is going to stay that way through really the next few weeks at least, with these high temperatures and that somewhat lower humidity in the afternoon and the breeze that does pop up. Mostly cloudy, warm and humid this morning. 106 going to tie the record today, staying brutally hot this weekend, and degree or two lower next week. Really no change in sight. There's a little tiny glimmer that I'm going to talk about, but I wouldn't get really excited about that. All the details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, good morning, sir. Anything going on yet?
Well, happy Friday, Mike. Thankfully, we're not spotting major issues that would slow folks down, but there is a lot to look forward to this weekend. I want to start here at 37 at Loop 410. Yesterday, we had a number of problems along this area, few crashes, and we do know that there was at least one incident that involved a pedestrian that sadly turned out to be fatal. We are working to get more details from the San Antonio Police Department, but if you are traveling through here, please take some time. There's really no need to rush if you have to head out the door and head either north or southbound along 37. But as I mentioned, there are still several closures that we have in place. Some will take place this weekend, and some have been ongoing for quite a while. I mentioned that we still have this closure out here at New Sulphur Springs Road near Jasper Hollow. This is actually stems from a sinkhole that formed due to a storm pipe that had some damage. And you can see that, again, we still have that closure in place. And according to the San Antonio Public Works Department, that is, we expect to see this reopen sometime later this afternoon. Once it does, we'll give you an update. Take a look at your travel times. If you are heading into the Alamo City this early in the morning, the journey from Bernie along I-10 eastbound should be 25 minutes at this hour. 281 southbound heading in from Bulverde, it's about a 26-minute commute. And at this hour along I-35 southbound, expect about a 27-minute drive if you are heading in from New Braunfels. One last look here at 37 at Loop 410. Again, things are quiet right now, but construction expected to ramp up a little bit later this weekend. I'll have more updates for you coming up in the next few minutes. Steph.
Thank you, Stephen. People who lost their homes in the apartment fire off of Gus Eckert Road Sunday night say they're struggling. But this morning, one victim says she's finding ways to move forward. About 20 people lost their homes and possessions in that fire. San Antonio fire officials still say that they don't know how it all started. Now, to one woman who lived on the bottom floor of that complex, she says she's leaning on family and friends to find some hope.
I know that the minute I fill out my loss is when I will cry, and I'm not ready yet to do that.
The building is being demolished. We have left multiple emails and phone messages to the complex for comment, and we are still waiting for a response.
The drought is getting dangerous. Arborists say trees are starting to be affected by the extreme drought here in south central Texas. They report limbs are starting to fall as some trees simply give up. Juan Cantu is in the hospital after a tree limb fell on him, breaking his legs. He can only guess the pecan tree limb fell because of the extreme drought. The 77-year-old says it happened so fast he couldn't get out of the way. Doctors tell him it'll take 6 months to a year to make a full recovery. Arborist Jess Diven says limbs and whole tree failures are a common trend with clients. He urges homeowners to have an arborist inspect trees around a property, not only to try and save them, but also prevent accidents.
I would assume at this point that all trees are struggling.
All right, so this is the second year trees are exposed to this extreme drought. Diven says ongoing drought can have a long-lasting impact on them. The best advice he can give is that plant native trees that are more drought resistant.
San Antonio City Council members will have their final say on the city's $3.7 billion budget proposal in mid-September. It includes money to add police officers, increase the animal care services budget, and a rate hike for trash collection. City staff will also host several budget town hall meetings starting on Monday. For a full list of dates and a breakdown on that proposal, you can head over to our website at KSAT.com.
This morning, the search for survivors continues on the Hawaiian island of Maui, where catastrophic wildfires are being blamed for more than 50 deaths.
With at least 1,000 people still reported missing, officials expect the death toll will rise. And as ABC's Justin Finch reports, more help is on the way from the White House, where President Biden has approved a disaster declaration.
From above, a haunting view of now leveled lots across Maui. Unprecedented wildfires leaving a once colorful community scorched gray and near barren.
There are no more buildings. Cars are still in the road, some with doors open, indicating people had to run. And what's left is very little of what it used to be.
Officials estimate upwards of 1,000 structures, homes, businesses, stores, and more have been lost. In Lahaina, once the Hawaiian Kingdom's capital city, centuries-old sites have burned to the ground. And though some branches of this beloved 150-year-old banyan tree have burned, it's still standing. President Biden announcing he's approved a major disaster declaration for Hawaii, opening up federal resources to help victims recover.
Anyone who's lost a loved one whose home has been damaged or destroyed is going to get help immediately.
The president also mobilizing U.S. military assets to aid Hawaii's first responders, including more than 130 National Guardsmen and military aircraft, such as Chinook and Black Hawk helicopters to help with the firefight and search and rescue operations. The U.S. Coast Guard says it rescued at least 57 people who dove into the ocean to escape the fire.
At one point, it seemed like I might drown a little bit. I inhaled a lot of water.
Conditions across Maui remain treacherous, with small fires still reported and phone service, power, and water largely offline.
This is going to be a long period of recovery, but we will rebuild.
And Maui is now working to find 2,000 rooms to house displaced residents. And at the airport, hundreds are holed up, sleeping on floors and waiting for flights off the island. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Back here in Texas, today's the beginning of tax-free weekend in the Lone Star State. Shoppers can save on school supplies and most clothes, shoes, and backpacks under $100, but there are some exceptions. Jewelry and purses do not qualify. I'm so sorry to say, Steph.
No, that's okay. There's a lot that is included.
We have a link at the full list of all the eligible items that, again, does not include Prada, Louis Vuitton, any of that stuff. on KSAT.com.
That would
That's
actually,
not
that's not me anyway, but wouldn't that be a significant discount, you know?
Oh, it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time now, 5:09 and 80 degrees for now.
Amazon is dropping dozens of its in-house brands. We'll tell you why.
And a bag of chili powder with live weevils and ants invading a bag of dried shrimp adds up to a low score for this local restaurant. Tim Gerber will tell us about the other bug inspectors found crawling around.
I went to lunch yesterday at a restaurant and I giggled to myself because the health inspector pulled up the same time I did.
Really?
But I know all went well. It's a good place. 5:09, 80 degrees outside with live cam. We'll be right back. Roaches and dirty conditions led to re-inspections for a local coffee shop and a convenience store with a history of low scores.
And it's not the first time that our Tim Gerber has reported on the problems behind their kitchen doors.
Picnic Foods, located in the 1200 block of South General McMullen, had their June inspection score of 81 posted right on their front door. It was a 2-point drop from the 83 they had when they were on BKD back in January. This time, there was a roach in a cooler on the service line as well as many flies in the business. That roach came in contact with ready-to-eat lettuce and cut tomatoes. The pickle tongs were rusty, the ice scoop found on top of the dirty ice machine, and the ice bucket was broken and cracked. The inside of the ice machine had a pink and black mold-like substance growing on the walls. They also needed to clean up grease that was caked on the floors, equipment, and walls. A re-inspection was ordered. Lucy's Cafe in the 500 block of West Mitchell Street earned an 82. Some foods were found held at improper temperatures. A bag of chili powder had live weevils, while a bag of dried shrimp had ants. Small live roaches were also spotted near a sink. Metal racks in a refrigerator had peeling paint, and they needed to do a thorough cleaning. They were given 10 days to make corrections before a re-inspection. Jim's Restaurant, located at the corner of Culebra and Loop 1604, earned an 86 and a re-inspection. This is the third time the business has been on BKD. Raw chicken in a cooler was too warm. It was moved to a working cooler. There were live roaches along the cooking line and in a non-working cooler. The business told to intensify cleaning efforts to remove food and grease buildup on the walls, floors, and ceilings. They were also told to stop storing employee hats on top of clean plates. For Behind the Kitchen Door, Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News.
Okay, 5:15, 80 degrees.
And up next, how Twitter is adding yet another feature to try to become an everything app.
Back outside with TransGuide. We're looking there at 37 and Loop 410. Let me stare at Stephen Cavazos to get any indication how things are. He's giving me nothing.
A smolder.
He's going to be an amazing poker player one day. We'll be right back.
You got me.
Tag, you're it. Imagine a world with no drama. With 4imprint, you don't have to chase down the perfect promotional products. Exclusive apparel, bags, drinkware, and more. 4imprint will help you capture the moment and guarantee to deliver your order on time and on budget. Take the drama out of ordering promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
After cooking a delicious chicken cheddar broccoli recipe, you will want to delete all your delivery apps because nothing beats a perfect combo of sweet tomatoes and smooth, silky zucchini. Nor taste combos. It's not fast food, but it's so good.
Want a smarter way to mop? Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, an all-in-one cleaning tool with a 360-degree swivel head that goes places a regular mop just can't. Mop smarter with the new Swiffer Power Mop.
Welcome back. Just about 5:20 on your Friday morning. We made it to Friday, everybody.
Yay.
Yes, it has been a very long
Pat
week.
yourselves on the back.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Mike?
I said after suffering through this heat.
Yeah, I think it makes you, if you've been out on it long enough, it makes you more tired, if you're running, even if you're running errands or like you were doing a shoot.
It just saps the energy out of you.
It does. This week really has been dragging, with the heat and some of the closures that we're seeing out there with the road. I know a lot of people are just happy it's the weekend, but guys, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm happy to take that title from you, Mike, for a little while here. We have more full weekend closures on the way. Of course, we saw some of those closures along Loop 1604 over on the far northwest side over the weekend, over the early part of the week, but we can expect closures to ramp back up again. As mentioned, we still have this one that's been reported by the San Antonio Public Works Department. And remember, this all stems from a sinkhole that formed overnight. So we want to remind you that closure is still in place. This actually took place Wednesday night, pardon me. So we'll watch it closely, but it is expected to reopen by 5 this afternoon. Another full weekend closure here along I-10 over on the east side of San Antonio. Now, this full closure will start tonight, 8 in the evening, and it wraps at 5 in the morning. This takes us through Monday, August 14th, and what we'll see impacted are the I-10 and Loop 410 interchange. Right now, we do know that traffic is expected to be diverted to the frontage road. That's the east and westbound lanes, but I would say it's best to avoid this area. I'm actually drafting up an article now that breaks down this full closure and what you can expect over the next few days, but scan this QR code. It takes you directly to our KSAT traffic page. I think we can pull it up here. If not, we will get that up for you a little bit later on. There it is. Thank you. All right, yeah, it takes you directly to our KSAT traffic page. Full list of closures on our website at ksat.com/traffic. But Mike, I'm going to pass the baton back to you as the bearer of the bad news.
And we'll transition from traffic to weather with a picture of a thermometer in a car. 104, and that's at 519. Now, that seems like it's on the low side, given the fact we got up to 106. Now, that was over toward Houston yesterday, but yeah, I mean, a lot of times car thermometers register a lot hotter too because they're more in the direct sun, but that's what a lot of folks are seeing. It's those triple digits, all those thermometers. And as far as 105-degree days, we've racked up 12 so far this year, way above any other year. And again, so far, because we got at least 3 more in the forecast today as well as over the weekend. Now, we got some clouds hanging around here this morning. Actually, they've moved in quicker than the past few days. We've had a lot of clear skies up until right around sunrise, but those clouds came in. That's been kind of holding, well, not only holding temperatures up a degree or two, but also kind of locked in some of that humidity. Hasn't really had a chance to just get on out of here. And we're going to work our way up through the 80s throughout the rest of the morning, 92 at noon. And again, then it's kind of funny because we go between now and noon, gain about 12 degrees. Then we gain 14 after noon for that high up to 106. That's going to be tying the record. Again, there are a couple of showers up there around Midland right now, and it's those little disturbances that are, as you can see, going up to the north out there in northern Mexico, up into New Mexico, and then wrapping around because this is all sweeping around the big high, which is sitting on top of us. So that's what's keeping that dome on top of us, if you will. And again, this thing just will not move over the course of the next couple of days, basically sitting right on top of us, pushes down, heats up the atmosphere. We're still watching these waves coming on in here, and this one's going to really try and dig into the Great Lakes by the first part of the week. And the hope being that we get a little bit of a northwesterly flow, perhaps by Wednesday, Thursday, some of these little glitches maybe in the upper level winds. Those are the little things that give us those chances for some rain. Again, this is just, as of right now, sort of wishful thinking as far as next week. But that high is still going to remain very tough, very strong, and it's going to keep us in triple-digit temperatures in through all of next week. So we'll rack up 106 today, a couple of more 105s over the weekend into Monday, and then down maybe a degree or 2. So again, the only little hope right now is to get a little wave, a little glitch moving on through here by the end of the week to at least a couple of clouds, something like that. But that's all there is right now.
All right, hoping for a glitch.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
524 at 80 degrees.
Look at your winning lotto numbers. Might be a better chance here. Pick 3, 791, Fireball 7, Daily 4, 0651, Fireball 7.
Your Cash 5 numbers, 245 1224, Texas 2-step 514 2632, and a bonus ball of 29. Mega is at $20 million for tonight's drawing.
In
today's Tech Bites, the rebranded Twitter platform is rolling out a new feature. The CEO of X confirmed that users will be able to make video chat calls. She says they can do it without having to give out their phone number. It's part of their push to turn X into an everything app. Amazon is dropping dozens of its in-house brands to cut costs and prevent possible increased antitrust scrutiny. According to the Wall Street Journal, Amazon will continue to sell products from the now discontinued brands until they run out. And a hike pro football fans won't like. The NFL is raising the price of NFL Plus. It jumps $2 to $6.99 per month. However, fans are getting more for their money. NFL Red Zone is being added to both the regular and premium tiers of the Plus service. Now, believe it or not, I still get my football broadcast for free by Antenna. It's a pretty wide receiver. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
That's cute.
528, 80 degrees.
Today could be a turning point for the writer's strike in Hollywood. Up next, how new negotiations are taking aim at finding a deal.
For 20 years, an Eastside community has come together to give back. Up next, we'll show you how the annual Gospel Vision Back to School Bash will do just that. Making headlines this morning, Hollywood's still looking for a happy ending in the middle of the writer's strike.
This is a wake-up call not only for the entertainment industry, but for every industry to really look at that and say, we are not being paid fairly.
Up next, how a meeting today could get things back on track in Tinseltown.
Let's look out there with live cam. I know I've been running to my car in the afternoon hours just to avoid that heat, but right now, not too bad. 80 degrees.
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday the 11th.
Happy Friday. Thank you for starting your morning with us. I know you try to dart your way through the grocery store parking lot as well.
Geez. Yeah, that's just brutal. And this morning, though, it's a little bit different, too, because we've got more humidity than even the past couple of mornings. So, yeah, that's even tougher. And then it takes a lot to get rid of that humidity in the afternoon, which usually does, hence the reason why we get those red flag warnings later on in the evening. But again, it's that early portion of the afternoon when we get temperatures that are approaching the upper 90s, close to 100, and we still got a fair amount of humidity left over, and that's when we have those real high heat index readings. So 81 right now, that number, which just a couple of days ago, the dew point was down to 68, which wasn't bad. I mean, this is now sort of wet towel humidity, wind out of the south at 11 miles per hour. Like I said, those clouds moved in earlier than what has been the case the past couple of mornings. 87 is what it feels like outside. Same thing over there at Randolph, Canyon Lake, 89 in Castroville, and it feels like 91 degrees right now in Gonzales. Mold is on the low side, and we do have the excessive heat warnings later on today. Like I was talking about, the red flag warnings when that humidity does drop down and the wind picks up in the evening hours. Temperatures, we work our way back up through the 80s. Some clouds left over this morning, plenty of sunshine. 92 at noon, and then just skyrocket from there all the way up to 106. So we're going to tie a record, set it yesterday at 106. We've had about 3 days now of 106s in a row. We're going to continue that for a couple of days. And as far as any relief, not really. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, what's the latest, Stephen?
Well, Mike, we can expect to see a few more closures this weekend. Some of it, a lot of it, could actually impact your commute if your travels take you through the city's east side. We've been talking about that full closure along I-10 and 410. That interchange will see some major closures that could impact your drive time. But right now, this Friday morning, I'm not spotting major issues out there, just some light traffic at 410 at New Braunfels. If your travels take you through there, don't expect major delays, but things seem to be picking up there while at 410 at Old Pearsall over on the city's southwest side. Taking you to our map, thankfully it is pretty quiet, as you can see here. Just a lot of that construction that we continue to mention. But if you are heading into San Antonio this early in the morning, I-10 westbound still pretty green from Seguin with 31 minutes at this hour. 33 along 87 northbound if you are traveling in from Livernia this early. And it's about a 31-minute commute if your travels take you up from Floresville. But back here in TransGuide, just again back here in town, I should say, things have been moving along just fine. I'll have more updates for you coming up a little bit later. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. For the second day in a row, it appears a car burglary interrupted has led to a shooting in San Antonio. Police say in this morning's case, the burglar shot a homeowner.
Trina Weber is live where it all happened on a street called Sugar Pine off of Bitters Road. Hey, Katrina, have you heard an update on the victim?
Yeah, police told us that he is in the hospital with a non-life-threatening wound. He was shot in his side, apparently while trying to protect the property of a neighbor. Now, the police say it involved this car right back here in the driveway of this home. Apparently, the homeowner had come out after hearing a noise around 4 o'clock this morning, saw some people attempting to break into that car and yelled at them to go away. Police say as the burglars turned to go away, they turned around and then fired the shot at the homeowner, hitting him in his side. Again, he is in the hospital. The burglars took off. Police believe there was more than one person involved in this. They took off, but they do not have any sort of description of those people. But again, this is the second day in a row we've seen a situation involving a shooting. Just yesterday, we reported from the northeast side where a car owner fired at a burglar. And police say in that case, that car owner told them that he was threatened by that person who he saw breaking into his car. That's still under investigation, and police obviously still have an investigation going on here. Reporting live on the north side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Thousands of migrants in New York City's emergency shelter system will have 60 days to find housing. That's according to a new rule from the city's mayor. And after the 60 days, the city forces them to vacate. The change in policy comes as the city struggles to house thousands of migrants that have arrived in the city in record numbers since last spring. The mayor says the city's shelter system is at capacity and blamed the lack of state or federal help for the change in rules. He says they will work with migrants to help them connect with friends and family or help them find other housing options.
Federal investigators are blaming a terrifying moment for air travelers late last year on pilot error. The National Transportation Safety Board published its report on United Airlines Flight 1722, which came 750 feet from crashing into the Pacific Ocean last December. The incident, with 271 passengers on board, took place right after the Boeing 777 departed Maui's Kaului International Airport amid heavy rain and turbulence. Now, investigators say the plane took a dramatic dive after an apparent miscommunication between the two pilots over the positions of the plane's flaps. Pilots were able to increase altitude and resume normal flight. The report says United has since changed its training procedures regarding flight path management. The pilots involved in the incident also received additional training as well. Well, there's a chance Tinseltown will be sparkling again soon.
The Writers Guild of America and Hollywood Studios are having a sit-down today to continue negotiations. As CNN's John Lawrence reports, the goal is to try to end the ongoing strike that's put a halt to your favorite stars of the screen.
Hollywood is still looking for a happy ending for the soap opera that's crippling the entertainment industry. For more than 100 days, the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers and the Writers Guild of America haven't seen eye to eye on various issues. Those include the use or non-use of artificial intelligence, higher salaries, and better residuals from streaming platforms.
This is a wake-up call not only for the entertainment industry, but for every industry to really look at that and say, we are not being paid fairly. We are not being paid a fair share of the pie for what we are contributing to these industries.
The ongoing standoff is causing havoc for film and TV production schedules, including the 75th Emmy Awards ceremony, which was scheduled for September, but has now been postponed to January 2024.
They cannot do the Emmy Awards without the actors and the writers. How are you going to do it?
During Disney's quarterly earnings call Wednesday, CEO Bob Iger said, quote, "It is my fervent hope that we quickly find solutions to the issues that have kept us apart these past few months. But when it's all said and done, one side has the upper hand."
These studios can hold out pretty long, but these actors and these writers, unless you're, Meryl Streep or Tom Cruise, it makes it very difficult to put food on the table.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
539, 80 degrees.
Eastside coming together to give back. I'm Sarah Costa. Coming up on GMSA, how you can participate in the 20th annual Gospel Vision Back to School Bash.
Look out there with live cam. We're at an easy 80 degrees, but again, we're preparing for triple digits today and all weekend long. We're going to check in with Mike to see if there's any hope for a little bit of relief, maybe next week. We'll be right back.
For 20 years, the Eastside has come together to give back, and this Saturday right here at the Barbara Jordan Community Center, the annual Gospel Vision Back to School Bash will do just that. Reverend James Robinson is hosting the event. He says first come, first serve, free school supplies, backpacks, food from the food bank, free tablets, and live entertainment.
It's a community deal, but it's like a family deal. We've done this 20 years, we even did Christmas, Thanksgiving, and we just want to be a blessing, and we're going to bless some families.
Robinson also says barbers will be on site to do free braids and free haircuts for students to make sure they feel confident as they start the school year. Again, the event is this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. First come, first serve. Robinson also says there'll be a handful of professional NFL players on site to do free autographs. From the East Side, I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
As some schools are wrapping up their first week back, KSAT hosted a town hall event to help answer any parent, student, and staff questions that they may have going into the new school year.
And while many parents keep in contact with their child's teacher, another great resource is the school counselor. So Dr. Melanie Morgan, a counselor at Southside ISD, tells us about the benefits of parents creating a connection in order to help their child succeed, even past the classroom walls.
And then we're able to meet with them, have them come in and meet with us. We can teach them the same coping strategies or skills that we're teaching to their kids, teach them so that they can do the same things with their children at home as well.
So if you'd like to hear more about creating these connections, as well as hear about other topics like how different schools around the Alamo City are keeping students safe, you can watch our town hall live stream right now on our website at ksat.com.
Time check, 5:44, 80 degrees.
And if you notice that your grocery bill is being a little higher recently, up next we're going to tell you which item could be the problem. And welcome back. It's 5:47 in your morning consumer headlines. More and more Americans are failing to make payments on their credit cards and auto loans. A report from Moody's Investors Service this week shows new credit card payment lapses rose 0.7% between the first and second quarter. For recent auto delinquencies, that increase is 0.4%. The numbers are still below the levels of the Great Recession, but they're a sign Americans are struggling to keep up with high prices.
You may have noticed your grocery bill went up again last month, especially if you buy beef. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, grocery bills rose 0.3% in July. That's mostly because beef prices went up an average of 2.4%. The exact amount varies based on the cut. For example, beef roast spiked 6.5%, while ground beef only went up 1.5%. The reason for the price increases comes from tighter supply. Drought conditions force ranchers to sell cattle more quickly than usual, and also feed is more expensive these days.
And I was looking there with the TransGuide cameras. Things look pretty good right now.
Let's check with Stephen Cavazos. Good morning.
Things are moving, guys. We are inching closer to morning rush, but no need to rush out the door. There is 37 at Pecan Valley. Let's get a wider look at TransGuide, and you can see that right now we're not really seeing a lot of movement out there. Just some folks that are getting the commute rolling, hopefully grabbing that cup of iced coffee, as Steph would recommend. But taking you to the map, really the big story that we always talk about are a lot of the construction spots that you need to be on the lookout for. But I wanted to switch lanes over to gas prices. I was just taking a look according to AAA, right now the average gas price in Bexar County, $3.34. Around the state, we're looking at $3.46. And here's the thing, $3.84 right here across the country. But according to AAA, that's roughly about 30 cents more than a month ago. That's a big difference there. Prices have pretty much been hovering around the same price, about $3.84 for the last 10 days. Hopefully we'll see some movement in the right direction where we see some drop in those gas prices, but we know a lot more people will be fueling up, getting the kids ready to head back to class.
Wow, do you see that double wide kind of sitting there on that shot? Looks like it was just stopped on the access road.
Let's get a closer look at TransGuide. I'll find out what's going on there.
Yeah, it looks like just a mobile home on the move, and it's just sitting there.
Well, we may have missed that on the TransGuide cameras, but we'll take a closer look.
Sounds good. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Everybody's favorite person, the person most desired.
With a
this
pole?
time of year.
With a pole.
The AC repairman.
Oh, that person. Yes.
Yeah. Not all heroes wear capes, Mike Osterhage.
That's true. And yeah, look at that. Got the AC fixed. And boy, yeah, you folks that don't have AC, or maybe it's broken or something like that, Yeah, your best friend is going to be the AC repairman. Thank you very much for that picture. And a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about how we were continuing with the consecutive 100-degree days, and we got up to 15, moved it into second place. But we're on the heels of that again. So far, we've had, going back to the 30th when we hit, because we had those 2 days in July where it was the 23rd, I believe, and the 29th, where we didn't hit triple-digit temperatures, only 99. So we started counting again. So we've hit 12 days in a row, and we are going to continue with that. So we are probably going to actually be rivaling our earlier streak of triple-digit temperatures going in through not only this weekend, but also just going into next week, and maybe even rivaling for first place. Yeah, that's how long this is going to be lasting. We have clouds this morning. They moved in quicker than what they have the past couple of mornings. 106 yesterday, a lot of 106s. I mean, most everybody was above 105. That's sort of that threshold number where your body really doesn't cool itself that efficiently. Today, we are definitely going to be right up there again, and then we will have, of course, those heat index readings that are going to be up there as well. Now, we don't really have anything as far as any precipitation out there right now. There's some way up there to the north. I want to jump ahead, though. This is Wednesday. Now, don't get really excited about this at all. I'm sure the next model run coming up in a few hours may actually delete this, but this does have a couple little sprinkles out here. This is the hope that we see some subtle changes, or at least this little northwesterly flow in the atmosphere as we get into the middle to latter portion of next week. It is still going to be very, very hot, but think back even a couple of months ago, we had this northwesterly flow in the atmosphere, and you get those little disturbances that can just kind of slip on in here, sort of sneak on in. So that, and again, that's a very small hope, but that's the only hope as of right now, that we see those subtle little changes, things kind of shift positions just a little bit in the atmosphere to give us a little something, perhaps. I don't even have it on that graphic right there. Again, this is kind of grasping at straws at best, but that's the only thing in the future that we can see right now, other than triple-digit temperatures.
All right, not in the graphic yet.
Nope, not yet.
Maybe next week. Okay, thank you, Mike.
5:53, 80 degrees.
Let's look at your winning lotto numbers. Pick 3, 791, Fireball 7, Daily 4, 0651, Fireball 7.
Cash 5 numbers 245, 12, 24, Texas two-step 5, 14, 26, 32 with a bonus ball of 29.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we start in Maui. At least 55 people are dead, and that number expected to grow. Our team is live on the ground with more on the urgent search for survivors and how communities are getting together. Also, we're there for an incredible moment when a woman found her wedding ring in the ashes. We're going to also tell you how you can help, because everybody's asking that for sure. And then new details about the 5 Americans in Iran released from the country's most notorious prison. They are now one step closer to freedom. And we got a big party celebrating the 50th birthday of hip hop, looking at the fashion that has made an impact. And you got to do music. Busta Rhymes, Fat Joe, and Remy Ma performing live in Central Park. Don't miss it on GMA.
Now is the time to get your tickets to this year's KSAT Pigskin Classic. One of high school football's biggest events is bigger than last year because we've added an extra night of football action. The 2-day event starts with 1 game on August 25th and then 3 games on Saturday, August 26th. Tickets are on sale now. And if you're a KSAT insider, you can get the VIP experience with the best seats in the house. Just scan this QR code on your screen for more information or head on over to KSAT.com. Ahead in our next hour of GMSA, recovery efforts continue on Maui as the death toll rises from the devastating wildfires. How a Hawaiian restaurant here is working to help family back home. Plus, the summer heat is punishing for those who work outside. We already know that. How lawmakers are now pushing for more care for postal workers. And up next, it's being called a bus meltdown. Why the largest school district in the state of Kentucky shut down this week over a school bus mess. You got to hear this to believe it. And checking TransGuide 410 at Old Pearsall Road. Stephen has a little bit more information on that.